Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 19th of February going through until Sunday the 25th of February 2024. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day of the week to see what the planets are doing and how they're going to influence us. And then I'll go through each sign of the zodiac from Aries through to Pisces to give you an idea of what area of your life specifically this energy is likely to show up in. So this week looks a lot more straightforward and positive than last week did. Last week was mercurial, and the way I experienced it is I had a lot of ideas to look at, but I never got to that decisive place of, okay, I've done the research and now I've got an answer. It was very vague and kind of back and forth, so it wasn't particularly satisfying. And that kind of sense really disappears this week. We've got a full moon in Virgo on Saturday the 24th, and that's very much about absorbing information like a sponge and having both feet firmly planted on the ground. So things start to make sense this week. They're much more straightforward, far less complicated. And also for the first 2 days of the week particularly, I really got the sense that spring has sprung here. It's about new love, new beginnings, new connections, and a sense of growth. And then from Wednesday onwards, you're really going to be in decisive action mode where you're learning even more, but you're actually coming up with those meanings for yourself. And then you can really take decisive action based on those conclusions that you've kind of reached. So starting with Monday, the 19th of February, we've got the moon in Cancer. That placement immediately kind of sets the tone for the week because the moon rules Cancer. It's a water sign that's very preoccupied with the family and nurturing other people. So anything that involves creativity, the imagination, relationships with people you're close to, all of those are really supported by that. And then it trines Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is the planet of structure. And in Pisces, it's in another water sign. And Pisces is particularly concerned with a really generous and kind perspective on things. It's about looking at the bigger picture. So it can be very forgiving and very kind. The Cancer moon then sextiles Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is the lucky planet of growth and expansion. So anything that you're doing in a practical sense that you really care about, that you feel is either providing a sense of nurture and care for another person or for yourself, good circumstances are likely to arise from those kind of activities. And then the Cancer moon also quincunxes Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, Venus, love and beauty, and Mars, masculinity and drive, and all three of those are in Aquarius. So I made a video on Pluto going into Aquarius on the 20th/21st of January this year. That's a really significant shift. If you'd like more information on that, please have a look at that video. So that being in Aquarius is really a transformation of ideas and transforming relationships as a result of your ideas. So all of the research you've done lately hasn't been for naught. It's not been wasted. It is getting there eventually this week. And then Venus being in Aquarius is really open and optimistic about conversation and sharing ideas, not just for the content, but for the experience. And then Mars in Aquarius is really, I want to know as much as I possibly can. So we've got a nice combination here of water and air. And both of those elements, water is receptive and it's about a sense of well-being, and air is about my decisions and my ideas and how can I put those out there. So there's nice balance between these two. So on Monday, I think you start the week with a really warm, kind of positive feeling towards other people and your circumstances. Like I said, anything to do with creativity, imagination, or romance are massively supported by these placements on Monday. I think you could get on with anyone really well. Good ideas abound, so you'll find it easy to strike up a conversation with someone new. And there's a sense of optimism and desire for emotional adventure and this willingness to have a new experience. So there's a real sense of youthfulness and optimism and energy associated with Monday. On Tuesday, the 20th of February, we've got the moon still in Cancer. So my relationships, who I love, what I love, that's still very important. It squares Chiron in Aries. So there may be a question now, what am I spending my time doing? Am I kind of moving forward or am I connecting with other people, and which one is better or right? So it's less focused than Monday was. The Cancer moon then trines Neptune in Pisces. So now we've got the water planet of dreams and intuition kind of entering the picture, and it's also in Pisces. So we've got a lot of water here. So if you're someone who's looking to have kind of a spiritual breakthrough, or you spend your lot of time spend a lot of time in spiritual practice or being creative or using your imagination. All of those things are going to be really easy to tap into on Monday and Tuesday. The Cancer moon then also sextiles Uranus and Taurus, and it quincunxes Mercury in Aquarius. So to me, that's again about conversations you have with other people or connections that you make can lead to really positive and unexpected circumstances. And they arise from a sense of, we discovered this together. So there's a sense of kind of camaraderie involved here. So on Tuesday, the imagination, your creativity, and your desire to connect with others, that's still very much in the spotlight. Self-care is supported, anything creative, anything that's governed by the element of water is really supported here on the first 2 days. And again, with that said, that's also the opportunity to just relax and to recharge. So if you have time to kind of take for yourself Monday and Tuesday, they're not going to be these wild days where you feel completely run ragged. You know, it's very much laid back. So on Tuesday also, it's easy to make plans or to have interesting conversations with other people. So if you can really open up to other people in your life, a lot of unexpected good stuff can come your way as a result of those connections. And then on Wednesday, the 21st of February, things are really shifting now. So we still got the moon in Cancer, so the first 3 days. It forms a trine with Neptune and Pisces. So still on Wednesday, what doesn't change is your ability to connect to your own imagination and what's going on in here. And it quincunxes Mercury and Aquarius. So you can kind of find the right words to express what it is you're feeling. And you can even tackle complicated emotional stuff on Wednesday. And now's the big shift. The moon then goes into Leo at 2:40 in the afternoon. So Leo is ruled by the sun. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's really night and day. And Leo is very much about being solar powered. How can I use all this amazing energy that I've got in the sunniest, most positive, enjoyable way for myself and for other people? How can I bring people on board? So it's very inclusive and kind of motivated as well. The Leo moon then opposes Pluto, Venus and Mars in Aquarius, that trio. So it's really, I mean, if you think of the element of fire now being supported by all this air, the fire grows and builds and expands. So the first thing you'll notice on Wednesday is a lot more energy and the pace picks up. You'll also have a greater sense of confidence and you'll have a greater willingness to tackle things where the outcome isn't guaranteed. And I would even say it's much easier for you to venture outside of your comfort zone and to see that as an adventure. The Leo moon then quincunxes the sun in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces. So again, that creativity is still there and supported. So if there's anything that you've wanted to paint or write about that is a little bit daunting and you feel like that I need a sense of confidence to actually do this, Wednesday starts to support you in even those kind of areas. And then Venus in Aquarius conjuncts Mars in Aquarius in earnest here on Wednesday the 21st. So these two, the male and the female, they're near each other all week. But here they conjunct and start to blend their energies together. And that to me is very much a new beginning, something kind of taking on a life force of its own and becoming a particular presence. And because they're both in Aquarius, it's ideas really start to just, there's been a lot of kind of imagination and creativity floating around already. But now there are even more ideas that come in, and it's like the final research spurt before this full moon in Virgo where all that information is absorbed. So the process here is starting to shift on Wednesday. Everything is being thrown in the air to be considered. And the thing I'm questioning then is if I can make a good decision on Saturday, look at really questioning absolutely everything in your life. This is like the ultimate spring clean in terms of what works for me and what doesn't. And based on the decisions I make here on Wednesday the 21st, my whole future could change. As a result, I could tidy things up and really just make significant changes that would have a huge impact on the everyday dynamic of my life, the environment of my life. So on Wednesday, all of this energy coming together with the watery stuff connecting you to the higher realms and then other people and all this air now coming in, I think this combines to you getting this inner sense of something just goes click. Like, I get it, everything is coming together and things that were super vague and foggy in the past now become crystal clear. So again, that builds your confidence even more. and your sense of motivation, because you now have something to move towards, right? So it's a good day to commit to a plan, to start a new business or to start a new relationship. Any step that you take in a new direction is going to be a strong first step. Thursday, the 22nd of February, we have Venus in Aquarius still conjuncting Mars in Aquarius, so now it is all about new beginnings and what can I breathe life into. The Leo moon squares Jupiter in Taurus, so anything that is a lifelong dream that may seem a little frivolous or risky, or why do I keep thinking of doing this one particular thing, that may come up again. And the Leo moon also squares Uranus in Taurus. So Thursday the 22nd, even though the 22nd is the master number of the builder, and I feel like you can really create something solid here, I think it's nice to just treat yourself and to say thank you to yourself for taking you this far and putting you in a spot where you are willing to gather all your experience, all your knowledge, all your insight to make a big decision that's going to improve the everyday quality of your life moving forward. That's something really, that's a big thing. And I think saying thank you to yourself would be a good idea. The Leo moon also trines Chiron in Aries, and it quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So there is this sense of, not necessarily that it's crunch time, but more a sense that I'm in a good spot overall and I can make it even better. And I feel so empowered by my experience and everything that I've looked at recently that it's okay for me to make big decisions. I really think it is. So, the kind of thing where your friends and family would say, where did that come from? Have you, like, what are you thinking? Well, you may have been thinking about this for a long time, and just because they don't see it as being practical, but you do, then it's important to trust your gut and your own research and your own way of kind of making sense of things. So on Thursday, the ideas season really peaks here, and you may continue to get clear answers both from within and from without, so other people and what you're reading and looking at. Anything that suddenly makes sense on Thursday the 22nd is likely to be a good and new way forward that you can trust, and taking immediate action will also work well with a minimum of delays. Nothing here is saying hold up or wait a little more. It's all about act now. On Friday, the 23rd of February, we've got Mercury, the communication planet, going into Pisces at 29 minutes past 8 in the morning. And that immediately kind of soothes the whole thing. I think Mercury, being in Aquarius, it can be somewhat overstimulated. And that's why, for instance, last week was this sense of, okay, I'm hearing so much, I can't even make out one sentence. It was almost that kind of vibe. So that calms down a lot, and you feel like you can take a breath and just kind of sit back a little bit and relax. You're not so chased, as in you're not so hurried or feel like you're being rushed to kind of look at everything all the time. The Leo moon quincunxes Neptune in Pisces on Friday the 23rd. So this is a wonderful desire to kind of connect with someone on a more personal, intimate level. So again, it's really good for romance. Overall, Friday the 23rd, I think, is about harmony with other people and having this amazing sense of imagination and creativity. So if you can take some time off on Friday, or you can spend some time with other people, maybe go to a dinner or do something as a group, that's really going to give you a great sense of comfort and this feeling like this is where I belong and I'm home. So if that's something that's important to you, that feeling of, this is exactly perfect as it should be, that's something you can experience on Friday the 23rd, whether you're at home or not. You see, you can experience it via other things in your life. Saturday the 24th of February, we've got the moon going into Virgo at 38 minutes past 2 in the morning. And the moon in Virgo now is very different. Virgo, first of all, is an earth sign that's ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. And Virgo is really the setting of Mercury, where it's listening and it's learning and it's making sense of things. So with it being earth and ruled by the communication planet, Virgo is really good at focusing on the details and coming up with one simple answer and making a situation much more straightforward than it has been. So simplifying. Then we have a full moon in Virgo at 30 minutes past 1 in the afternoon, and that's based on my time zone. I'll make a separate video on the full moon in Virgo to give you even more details. But when the moon is fully lit up like this, it reaches a completion point and it lets go of all of its energy. So we'll be feeling a lot of Virgo here. So picking up the pieces, and it doesn't even have to be that dramatic, but if you have a lot of clues to the puzzle at the moment, but you can't see the full picture just yet, by Saturday, the 24th, it's like, okay, this bit goes here, this bit goes there, and now I have an action plan. So let yourself kind of arrive there as it's kind of prescribed by the astrology. It's like the middle of the week from Wednesday through to Friday could be, wow, I'm exposed to even more information. So I've been trying to narrow it down and make a decision, and now I've got another 40 pages to read. That's fine, and the way I expect this to go. But then it really does click on Saturday the 24th again, and all of this extra knowledge wouldn't have been wasted. You'll get things that are really significant and important, and then in hindsight you can see how you got to the conclusion you got to. So trust the process is what I'm saying. Also on Saturday the 24th, the Virgo moon then opposes the Sun in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces. It trines Jupiter in Taurus and quincunxes Mars and Venus in Aquarius. So it's still a wonderful time to kind of connect with yourself, self-care, but also love and romance, and good things arising from loving action. And it doesn't have to sound that grand. Anything nice you do for another person, something positive could stem out of that nice action. And then we have Venus in Aquarius squaring Jupiter in Taurus. So now the action plan is starting to crystallize. So all of these ideas, this is now what I'm going to do next. You start to intuitively know how to handle situations, and I borrowed that from somewhere. So overall on Saturday the 24th, the idea does become crystal clear, and it's likely to turn into a plan that has certain steps involved, and you know exactly what those steps are going to be. The Virgo full moon really ensures that you haven't missed anything. Like if you're doing research or if you're trying to come to some sort of conclusion, you'll look at absolutely everything that's relevant, and that's why you can now trust that you will make a good decision, because there isn't anything that you'll have missed, you see. So it's worth going through that period of indecisiveness when you actually get there. So if you're going through a period of change at the moment, it's really the perfect week, not just the perfect day on Saturday, but it's the perfect week to make a commitment or to let the plan kind of emerge, and then to get organized with that plan and to see how you're going to start moving with it. Finally, on Sunday, the 25th of February, we've got the Virgo moon opposing Neptune in Pisces still. So it's about, yes, spiritually and creatively I'm connected, but I'm also interested in making sense of things. Or I'm able to pay attention to symbols and to get messages from things that traditionally wouldn't be seen to give messages. Like if you're lying down or walking around and you suddenly see a cloud in a particular shape and it gives you a specific answer, trust that kind of thing on Sunday. So it's like nature and the universe starts to speak to you as well. The Virgo moon then trines Uranus in Taurus and it quincunxes Chiron in Aries. So I think you'll be quite busy and motivated on Sunday. It's like things are starting to make sense now, so I can get the wheels turning here. And it's almost like a weight off. It's like, thank goodness, I know what I'm doing here finally, so I can get this bus moving again, or for the first time, you see? So on Sunday, there's likely that a lot that needs organizing now, because you've come to a decision, you've come to a plan forward. So expect to be unusually busy on Sunday. And you can also be super productive, obviously, in organizing and scheduling everything, working out the logistics, the travel involved, anything like that. So also any preparation work that you want to do for the week ahead. So organizing your schedule, or getting prepared for the working week. All of that kind of stuff is really supported by the full moon in Virgo, and the moon still being in Virgo on the 25th. Okay, so now for each sign of the zodiac, starting with Aries. Aries, take care of any forms that need filling out, any kind of bureaucracy that needs doing, or anything that is needed to kind of bring closure to an application or a legal dispute or anything in the realms of red tape. Focus on that. You're very, very likely to clear it. And even if those aren't your favorite things to look at, usually you'll have the patience and presence of mind to get those done and dusted this week. Taurus, you're likely to experience very few issues when it comes to your working life, and you're also likely to have a really positive experience this week in your working life particularly, and that positivity can then spill over into the more personal areas of your life. So if you're focused on both things, work, relationships, both of those areas are likely to go very, very well for you. Gemini, for you, this is one of the best weeks of the year to spend with friends or people you enjoy being around, people you can have a good time with. So communication, conversation is likely to go very well. And remember what I said about good luck arising from those kind of connections. You will be in the front row to kind of claim those rewards, so to speak. Cancer, tackle any grants, loan applications, or submit any proposals this week. You really shine in this official kind of capacity in your world. So if you look at that side of things this week, you'll be able to get things done in a satisfying way. But also, if you're waiting to hear back from something you've submitted, like a big organization or a group of people who are deciding, and you're going to get a yes or no, expect the news to come in this week. Leo, any situations that see you being in the spotlight or in a position of leadership are going to work very well for you this week. You really put your best foot forward. You present yourself in a fun, light-hearted, confident way that other people are going to warm to. It's also a really good week, Leo, to do any travel that you may be doing. Expect to feel invigorated by it and for there to be very little delays. It's likely that things go really smoothly. Virgo, work may be a bit intense for you at the moment, and relationships may even be a little murky or unclear. So for you guys, Virgo, be kind to yourself and have patience for yourself in this process. You're the one who's really going to come to a big conclusion, specifically on Saturday, which is a full moon in your sign. So you've got enough on your plate. Absorb the info and let yourself be, slow and steady in getting there without putting extra criticism on yourself. Libra, if you're a single Libra looking for love, this is the week to do it. Dates, internet dating, meetup groups, pursue anything that kind of involves a public outing or a public setting where there are a group of people. It's likely that you connect with someone who's on the same page with you. Scorpio, it's likely to be an amazing time for you this week if you're spending it with friends or family, or you have people around, you have people visiting you. You can really form even stronger bonds with people in that kind of setting. So try and spend as much time as you can with people you care about this week. You can really form even stronger bonds. Sagittarius, any suggestions that you want to make in your working life, or any areas of interest that you're working on, or things that you've got on your mind at the moment that you're really interested in, that's what you really ought to look into, because your enthusiasm and willingness will create new ideas and good new content, and that for you will open new doorways. So it's about being generous with your ideas and your perspective on things that's going to really get a warm response from other people. Capricorn, expect some good news around the area of work and finance that makes you feel more financially secure. So you're starting to see the benefits now of Pluto going into Aquarius. So expect some good news there, and let me know in the comments. Aquarius, you may get a little impatient if things aren't moving quickly enough. You're really moving and you're able to navigate all of this info that's happening at the moment. So I think for you, it's about finding a happy medium, like a balance. Continue to push things forward, but also be patient around possible delays via other people who may not be working as quickly as you are. So I think being aware of that is the best way to manage your projects and also your own mood within all of those projects. Pisces, for you guys, expect to have some really magical experiences this week in many different areas. Your imagination is fired. Expect to find a new relationship come your way this week. And you may even have some good news in the area of your work and finances. So overall, Pisces, expect to have a really positive week and expect to get some sort of news that makes you feel absolutely delighted. So that's what I get for you guys this week. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading. And to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. That gives me your natal chart. And that gives me a great deal of insight as to who you are as an individual, strengths, weaknesses. Then I draw up the progress chart and transits to see what's coming up in future. So if you're questioning particular dates, when is a good time to start the new business or to set the wedding date, or to move house. I also look at the astrocartography, which even gives me insight into what specific areas on planet Earth will work for you and which ones won't. So if you have any questions you'd like me to look at, please do get in touch for a personal reading. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you for the daily tarot reading. If you want to watch those, please become a member on my channel. And I'll see you for, the video I'm going to make on the full moon in Virgo here on Saturday the 24th. And check out some of the other videos that I do. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.